Thank God it is Friday. It is the 9th of May, 2025. This is Mervin Hanley with THG News Today. THG News Today is powered by Carl & Sons Unique Bakery on the island of St. Martin, with 3 locations on that island, on the Ponfill, at the St. Martin's Medical Center, and in Colbay. If this is your first time joining us here on THG Network, we always ask our first-time viewers and listeners to please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you do not miss a beat on here. So thank you in advance for subscribing. Yeah. Now, let's get started with the news this morning out of Anguilla. The governor's office has confirmed that the public will see an increased police presence throughout Anguilla in the coming days, following the shooting of a young man at the Blowing Point Ferry Terminal on the 6th of May. A bystander was also injured during the incident. The governor convened a meeting of the National Security Council on the 8th of May to address the security implications of the event. The council reviews matters that pose a risk to the infrastructure or social fabric of the territory. During the meeting, Commissioner of Police Robert Clark briefed ministers on the status of the investigation. He confirmed that all available resources within the Royal Anguilla Police Force have been directed to support the identification and arrest of the 2 suspects and to mitigate the risk of further violence. This incident is a top priority for the Royal Anguilla Police Force at the governor's office. The commissioner has directed a full deployment of resources to ensure both public safety and visible reassurance. The public can expect to see a heightened police presence in the coming days. On May 7th, police released images of 2 individuals believed to be involved in the incident. And I know that at times some of you're doing your work while you're listening to THG's news, but I would like you to focus on your screens right now, whether your television or your phones or your iPads, so that you can see the images, especially if you're from Anguilla, if you recognize these individuals. They released these images on the 7th of May. The first suspect, as you can see on the screen, slim built, wearing all dark clothing, including a hooded sweatshirt, hat, trousers, shoes, and a mask. The second suspect is also slim built, wearing a black mask and hooded sweatshirt, light trousers, dark socks, and white trainers. Police are urging anyone who recognizes the individuals or has information that may assist with the investigation to come forward. Anyone with information can contact the Royal Anguilla Police Force at 264-497-5333. That's 264-497-5333, or submit anonymous tips, photos, or videos at secureaxa.com. That's secureaxa.com. Now, there is this back and forth, whatever you want to call it. Who's hating on who? Whose country probably more prosperous than the other? Is it a sign of jealousy coming from Ralph Gonsalves? I don't know, but I'll just report to you that there's a sort of a little rift between Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves and Prime Minister Gaston Browne. Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Prime Minister Gaston Browne, has defended Antigua and Barbuda's Citizenship by Investment program against criticism from St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. Browne expressed shock at Gonsalves' characterization of the regional Citizenship by Investment programs as corrupt and poorly managed, calling his fellow regional leader's statement unfortunate and irresponsible. He emphasized that Antigua and Barbuda has not processed any single application without appropriate due diligence, including review by international due diligence agencies, regional institutions, and global organizations like Interpol. Gonsalves' public criticisms of the Citizenship by Investment programs on April 15 highlighted the sale of passport as a threat to the region's democratic systems and alleged widespread corruption within program administration. Browne argued that accusations of corruption within the program could not apply to Antigua, as the country runs a legitimate investment immigration program similar to the EB-45, the Canada and European Union programs. Browne also questioned Gonsalves' warning about potential visa restrictions against CIP countries, suggesting that St. Vincent and the Grenadines could face similar consequences, regardless of its participation in such programs. He questioned why St. Vincent and the Grenadines would continue to have visa-free access to the European Union if the European Union revoked the visa-free access of CIP OECS countries. Browne noted the Caribbean nations have recently established a regional regulatory body to strengthen oversight of their CIP programs, implementing recommendations from the United States, European Union, and Britain. So we'll hear more of this. St. Vincent, they do not have the program. Maybe I believe that probably if the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, if he had the program, maybe his country would have been further ahead. For a Prime Minister and the government that's in office for almost 30 years, So the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you need to take a chill pill. Just chill a bit, yeah? And try to enjoy some kind of retirement. Now, in a significant step towards strengthening the United States-Caribbean relations, Secretary of State Marco Rubio met with the heads of government of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States and the Bahamas in Washington, D.C. for high-level discussions focused on regional security, energy resilience, economic development, and migration. The meeting marked Secretary Rubio's first formal engagement with the Eastern Caribbean as U.S. Secretary of State, underscored the U.S. administration's intent to prioritize continuous and respectful dialogue with Caribbean partners. He emphasized the strategic importance of the region to the United States, reinforcing a shared commitment to democratic values, security, and mutual prosperity. A central theme of the discussions was energy security, with leaders expressing the urgent need to reduce high electricity costs, expand renewable energy investments, and modernize critical infrastructure. Secretary Rubio acknowledged these concerns and signaled the U.S. support for initiatives that enhance energy resilience while cautioning against overdependence on partnerships that may present long-term vulnerabilities. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Dr. Terrance Drew, used the opportunity to underscore the Federation's geothermal energy ambitions, positioning St. Kitts and Nevis as a potential renewable energy hub for the sub-region. He emphasized that affordable, sustainable energy is not only a development necessity, but a foundation for economic transformation, job creation, and youth opportunity. Noting the geographical proximity of U.S. territories such as Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, Dr. Drew called for a deeper partnership with the United States, one that reflects the strategic neighborhood the Caribbean represents and the enduring relationship with the United States prior to and post the formalization of diplomatic ties forged on the Federation's political independence. The dialogue also addressed concern around transnational crime and border security, with the United States and the OECS heads advocating for stronger intelligence sharing and regional coordination to combat gun trafficking and organized criminal networks. Secretary Rubio reiterated the U.S. backing for multilateral efforts to restore stability in Haiti and highlighted ongoing U.S. humanitarian support for the region. Leaders used the opportunity to seek closer cooperation in climate resilience, food and health security, migration protocols, and more equitable U.S. visa and repatriation policies. They also advocated for stronger U.S. collaboration with regional institutions such as the OECS, RSS, and SIDAMA. Secretary Rubio reaffirmed the U.S. commitment to foreign assistance that aligns with the local priorities. The meeting concluded with a shared resolve to advance a forward-looking partnership that addresses both long-standing issues and emerging challenges across the Americas. Meanwhile, the United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio urged Caribbean leaders to make responsible, transparent decisions when selecting vendors and contractors for critical infrastructure projects, ensuring they are not vulnerable to privacy and security risks and exploitation by malign actors like the Chinese Communist Party. The caution came when Rubio met with the heads of government from the Eastern Caribbean and the Bahamas in Washington, D.C. The direct high-level statement from Marco Rubio to Caribbean leaders underscored the strong concern the United States has regarding China's influence in the region. This has been another significant issue raised by the Americans in recent times, with direct implications for the Cuban medical program operating in the Bahamas. Rubio in March announced visa sanctions against governments that are part of Cuba's overseas medical missions. On Monday, the Miami Herald reported that the Bahamas government appears to have signed off on a contract that directs most of the money paid for the services of 4 Cuban health professionals to a Cuban government entity, while giving away its legal authority on key issues to the communist-ruled island, bolstering the United States' allegations of unfair labor practices in Cuba's government-run medical missions. So now you understand why they are so adamant, the United States that is, when it comes to Cuba and what they're doing to the medical professionals when they come into the Caribbean islands for work or to give a helping hand. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is our news for this morning. THG News Today. My name is Mervin Hanley. The news, of course, was powered by Carl & Sons Unique Bakery on the island of St. Martin. I want you guys to enjoy your weekend. Have a blessed weekend. Stay safe on this weekend. It's Mother's Day weekend. It's Mother's Day on Sunday. So I take this opportunity to wish all mothers a happy, happy Mother's Day, and a special happy Mother's Day, of course, to my mom there on the beautiful island of St. Martin. Happy Mother's Day. Yeah. Until next time, see you on Monday. I'll be back on Monday, God's willing, with THG News Today with Mervin Hanley. Sons have been serving the people of St. Martin for over 40 years, and the food and service get better and better. From early morning, customers flock to the bakery for their favorite sandwiches, cakes, pastries, you name it. First thing at mornings and last thing at afternoons, folks rush to Sons for simply the best. There are 2 locations, Coal Bay and on the Punfill. In Coal Bay, the opening hours are Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. On Saturdays, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Sundays, 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Opening hours on the Punfill, Monday to Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. We also cater for weddings, parties, special events, whatever the occasion. It's Sons. Our staff, we are always happy to serve you. Call us today, the Coal Bay location, 721-544-2462. That's 721-544-2462. Or in Phillipsburg, 721-543-1059. That's 721-543-1059. It's Sons Bakery. We are here to serve you. Nevis, satisfy your sweet tooth at Feaser's, the cozy spot in Charlestown, known for its mouth-watering ice cream and dalpery. We are open Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come in and sample our patties, sandwiches, air-fried wings with fries, hot dogs, rotis, and now our famous smoothies, in all flavors of course. And don't forget to try the famous bus-up shut and saltfish. It's Feaser's, located at the entrance to the Cotton Ginnery Mall in Charlestown, Nevis. They're also available by phone, so place your order by calling 1-869-665-2458. Don't ask about the rest, just try the best.